Land use controls real estate exam. Question 1. Which concept should a property manager apply to facts involving a claim attached to a particular identified property? Option A, a specific lien. Option B, mechanics lien. Option C, a zoning ordinance. Option D, easement appurtenant. The correct answer is option A, specific lien. A mortgage and a real estate tax lien commonly burden the parcel connected to the debt. It does not automatically reach every asset owned by the debtor. The lien affects title and may be enforced against that property. Question 2. Wendy is studying a rule concerning a deed transferring whatever interest the grantor may have without title warranties. Which term should be chosen? Option A, a reasonable modification. Option B, quitclaim deed. Option C, quiet title action. Option D, group boycott. The correct answer is option B, quitclaim deed. It is commonly used between related parties or to resolve clouds on title. The instrument can release a possible claim or correct ownership records. The grantee receives no assurance that the grantor owns the property or that title is clear. Question 3. When a small apartment building transaction involves government power to acquire private property for public use with just compensation, which answer identifies the controlling concept? Option A, easement appurtenant. Option B, lease pendens. Option C, eminent domain. Option D, escheat. The correct answer is option C, eminent domain. The owner is entitled to fair compensation determined under applicable procedures. Condemnation is the process used to exercise this power. The government may compel a transfer when the taking serves a legally recognized public purpose. Stressed about your real estate? We can take real estate for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee A-Pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done. Question 4. A practice question describes permission to depart from a zoning requirement because strict application creates a qualifying hardship. Which response is best? Option A, a specific lien. Option B, general lien. Option C, buffer zone. Option D, a variance. The correct answer is option D, variance. The zoning relief should not be confused with a use permitted automatically by the zoning classification. The applicant must satisfy the standards established by local law. The relief addresses a property minus specific difficulty rather than changing the district rules for everyone. Question 5. During a pre-listing meeting, which principle is illustrated by a private limitation placed in a deed or recorded declaration that controls property use? Option A, deed restriction. Option B, license. Option C, taking. Option D, lease pendens. The correct answer is option A, deed restriction. The restriction binds property through private agreement rather than direct government regulation. Enforcement normally belongs to parties who benefit from the covenant. A use may comply with zoning yet still violate a stricter private restriction. Question 6. Which answer states the concept associated with a summarized history of recorded documents affecting a parcel? Option A, blockbusting. Option B, abstract of title. Option C, redlining. Option D, quiet title action. The correct answer is option B, abstract of title. An attorney or title professional examines the information to evaluate marketability. The document identifies conveyances, liens, and other recorded matters in the chain of title. It is not itself an insurance policy against undiscovered defects. Question 7. A appraiser handling a duplex in East Lansing must identify a statutory claim protecting persons who provide qualifying labor or materials to improve real property. Which choice is correct? Option A, buffer zone. Option B, license. Option C, mechanics lien. Option D, easement by necessity. The correct answer is option C, mechanics lien. The claimant must comply with notice, filing, and timing requirements. Payment disputes should be resolved before the claim matures into enforcement. The lien attaches to the improved property and can affect sale or refinancing. Question 8. During an inspection period for a warehouse in Silver Spring, Hector needs to identify the rule described as government power to impose charges on property to fund public services. Which answer applies? Option A, taking. Option B, a zoning ordinance. Option C, eminent domain. Option D, taxation. The correct answer is option D, taxation. Special assessments may finance improvements that benefit particular parcels. Real estate taxes commonly become liens against the property if unpaid. Assessed value and the tax rate are distinct components of the calculation.
Are you looking for CNA actual questions? Visit our website pokerexams.com to access CNA study guide with actual questions and answers. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description to get CNA answer key today.
Question 9. A tenant is reviewing a townhouse in Grand Rapids. Which term describes standards governing construction quality, materials, occupancy, and safety? Option A. Building code. Option B. Taxation. Option C. Easement appurtenant. Option D. Lease pendens. The correct answer is option A. Building code. Permits and inspections help enforce compliance during building and renovation. Zoning controls location and use, while construction codes focus on how structures are built and occupied. These rules protect occupants and the public by establishing minimum construction requirements. Question 10. At a buyer consultation, a Michigan exam candidate encounters the following description: a notice directing consumers to official sources for registered offender information rather than making the licensee the investigator. Which concept is being tested? Option A. Radon. Option B. Megan's Law Notice. Option C. Quiet Title Action. Option D. A Fair Housing Act. The correct answer is option B. Megan's Law Notice. The issue should be handled consistently and without discriminatory assumptions. Consumers can consult the designated government registry for current data. Licensees should provide the required notice and avoid unsupported representations about individuals or neighborhoods. Question 11. Zane is assisting with a single-family home transaction in Ocean City. Which principle applies when the facts involve insurance protecting against covered title defects that existed before the policy date? Option A. Antitrust law. Option B. Megan's Law Notice. Option C. Title insurance. Option D. Quiet title action. The correct answer is option C. Title insurance. An owner policy protects the buyer's interest, while a lender policy protects the mortgagee. Coverage depends on policy terms, exclusions, and exceptions shown in the commitment. The policy does not guarantee the property's physical condition or future market value. Question 12. Which answer most accurately identifies an agreement among competitors to establish or stabilize prices or commission terms in a real estate transaction in the contract revision described after reviewing transaction document 12? Option A. Environmental site assessment. Option B. Group boycott. Option C. Cloud on title. Option D. Price fixing. The correct answer is option D. Price fixing. The agreement can be unlawful even when the chosen rate appears reasonable. Each brokerage must make independent pricing decisions. Informal conversations or coordinated minimum fees can create serious risk. Question 13. A question arising during financing review concerns a naturally occurring radioactive gas that can accumulate in buildings. Which choice gives the best classification? Option A. Radon. Option B. Megan's Law Notice. Option C. Price fixing. Option D. Antitrust law. The correct answer is option A. Radon. The gas is colorless and odorless, so testing is necessary to determine concentration. Mitigation systems can reduce levels when elevated readings are found. Long-term exposure can create serious health risk. Question 14. While analyzing a retail suite, Quinton must apply the concept involving placing an eligible document in the public land records to give constructive notice. Which answer should be selected? Option A. Price fixing. Option B. Recording. Option C. Asbestos. Option D. Material defect disclosure. The correct answer is option B. Recording. Failure to record can expose the grantee to later claims. The public filing establishes a public chain of title and can affect priority among competing interests. A valid deed may transfer rights between the parties before the public filing, depending on state law. Question 15. Which real estate term is defined by a buried container that can create soil and groundwater contamination risk if it leaks? Option A. General warranty deed. Option B. Redlining. Option C. Underground storage tank. Option D. Actual notice. The correct answer is option C. Underground storage tank. Visual inspection alone may not reveal the tank or contamination. Environmental professionals should evaluate suspected conditions. Former heating minus oil or fuel tanks may require investigation and regulatory compliance. Question 16. In a transaction involving a mixed use property, which rule controls when there is a charge imposed on property receiving a particular public improvement benefit? Option A. A certificate of occupancy. Option B, buffer zone. Option C, building code. Option D, special assessment. The correct answer is option D, special assessment. The charge may become a lien against the benefited parcel. It differs from a general property tax used for broad governmental expenses. The assessment may pay for sidewalks, sewers, streets, or similar local projects. Question 17. A buyer asks about the federal law establishing liability and cleanup authority for releases of hazardous substances. Which answer provides the legally accurate concept? Option A, CERCLA. Option B, General Warranty Deed. Option C, asbestos. Option D, Americans with Disabilities Act. The correct answer is option A, CERCLA. Potentially responsible parties can face substantial cleanup obligations. Liability can extend beyond the person who originally caused the contamination. Environmental due diligence may support statutory defenses for qualifying purchasers. Question 18. Yasmin encounters a use right benefiting a person or organization rather than another parcel during a title examination. Which principle should guide the analysis? Option A, subdivision regulation. Option B, easement in gross. Option C, the specific lien. Option D, a certificate of occupancy. The correct answer is option B, easement in gross. The interest may be transferable depending on its nature and governing law. Utility companies frequently hold this type of right for lines and equipment. No dominant parcel is required because the benefit is personal or commercial.
Stressed about your CNA? We can take CNA for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done.
Question 19. Which choice best matches the description a land-use area separating incompatible uses or protecting sensitive resources? Option A, special assessment. Option B, easement appurtenant. Option C, buffer zone. Option D, taking. The correct answer is option C, buffer zone. Landscaping, open space, distance, or limited development may reduce impacts between neighboring properties. The area supports compatibility rather than creating a separate ownership estate. Local zoning or environmental rules may establish the required width and permitted activities. Question 20. During review of a condominium unit in Saginaw, the parties discuss a use right acquired through open, continuous, adverse use for the statutory period. Which term applies? Option A, building code. Option B, mechanics lien. Option C, certificate of occupancy. Option D, easement by prescription. The correct answer is option D, easement by prescription. The result is a limited right of use rather than ownership of the land. The claimant uses another person's land without permission in a manner that satisfies legal requirements. Secret or occasional use generally will not establish the right. Question 21. An exam scenario presents coordinated refusal by competitors to deal with a person or business. Which answer is most accurate? Option A, a group boycott. Option B, steering. Option C, special warranty deed. Option D, actual notice. The correct answer is option A, group boycott. Brokerages must make independent decisions about vendors and cooperation. Collective punishment for discounting or innovation creates substantial antitrust exposure. The conduct can unlawfully pressure the target and restrict market access. Question 22. A licensee preparing for a buyer consultation must recognize government authority to regulate property use for public health, safety, morals, and welfare. Which concept does this describe? Option A, non-conforming use. Option B, police power. Option C, variance. Option D, taxation. The correct answer is option B, police power. An extreme restriction that removes all economic use may raise a separate taking issue. The regulation does not require compensation merely because it limits a use, provided it remains a valid public regulation. State and local governments rely on this authority to adopt zoning, building, and safety rules. Question 23. Which answer correctly classifies a situation involving the federal law prohibiting housing discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, national origin, familial status, and disability? Option A, antitrust law. Option B, price fixing. Option C, Fair Housing Act. Option D, actual notice. The correct answer is option C, Fair Housing Act. The protections apply to covered sales, rentals, advertising, and related services. Licensees must provide equal professional service and avoid steering or discriminatory statements. Limited statutory exemptions do not permit discriminatory advertising. Question 24. At a contract revision in Novi, Imani explains denying or limiting lending or related services in geographic areas associated with protected groups. Which real estate principle is involved? Option A, a time-in arrangement. Option B, general warranty deed. Option C, CERCLA. Option D, redlining. The correct answer is option D, redlining. Underwriting decisions must rely on legitimate risk factors rather than neighborhood demographics. The practice concerns unequal access to credit and financial services. Mapping or coding practices can create evidence of discriminatory treatment. Question 25. A transaction file for a vacant parcel raises an issue involving a deed limiting the grantor's title covenants to defects arising during the grantor's ownership. Which answer best resolves the classification? Option A, special warranty deed. Option B, abstract of title. Option C, lead-based paint disclosure. Option D, a reasonable modification. The correct answer is option A, special warranty deed. The grantor does not broadly warrant against problems created by earlier owners. Title insurance may still be important because earlier defects remain possible. The instrument provides more protection than a deed with no covenants but less than a full general warranty.